Okay, welcome everybody. We are going to talk about our iReady diagnostic test tonight. We are offering this meeting throughout the evening in both English and Spanish. At the end, please hold your questions till the end. We will have a Q&A session at the end. So let us begin. So what is iReady for those of you that are unfamiliar with iReady? So iReady is an online program for reading or mathematics that is going to help your students' teachers determine your students' needs. It's going to really personalize their learning and monitor the progress throughout the school year. iReady also allows the teachers to meet your students exactly where they are and provides the data to increase your students' learning gains. iReady consists of two parts. We're going to be engaging in a diagnostic here on September 8th and 9th, which is going to allow the teachers to gain information of where they're at right now. Now, we know they just came from a long break and we just started school, but that's okay. We need to know where they're at right now so we can meet their needs at this point, at a starting point. And then throughout the year, we're going to be giving this test again in the winter and then also again in the spring to progress monitor ourselves as a school and to also personalize some instruction for your students in both reading and math. So why did we go to iReady? Aurora uses iReady. We wanted to get in alignment with our district, but also by switching to iReady, it reduces the number of tests a student needs to take by 25 to 50% and allows us as a school to teach more. It gives us more instructional time. We used to take a MAPS test, a DIBELS test. Some students also still need to take an Access test and the CMAS, the big one that we take in the spring. This allowed us, and if your student is special ed, they also have assessments. This allows us to condense 3 of those exams down into 1. So it increased our instructional time and gives us the ability to gain the same information, meet your students' needs, but also gives us more time to teach, which is what we need to be doing. There's a family guide, that's a version of this meeting that will be emailed to you as parents. If you would like that 3-page document that gives this meeting in detail and also gives a little depth to about what iReady is, please put your email in the chat and we will make sure to forward that guide to you accordingly. Now, the iReady diagnostic. On September 8th and 9th, your students' teachers will be giving the diagnostic. It's very important that your students log into class on that day. And we'll make sure that we get those links on the Google Classroom where it's easy to see so that we can just hop into the live Zoom. So right now, let's take time. We're going to watch a video on how you as parents can help us here at the school, help us engage in this test from home, because once they dive into class that day, the teachers are going to remind them that it's iReady day and they're going to release them to log in from home and actually engage in the exam. So we're going to watch a short video how you can help this process from home. Now just know we have the 2 days to complete 2 diagnostic tests. So if you happen to be at work, you can't support this, or the computer glitches, something happens, you have the full 2-day window. We're not going to hamstring the time. We're going to allow you the ability to log in at night to complete it if you need to the next morning. You have 2 days to complete the reading diagnostic and the math diagnostic. So let's watch this short video.
Hello, my name is Mark and I'm one of the many iReady people trying to help families navigate these challenging times of at-home learning. Let me first say this, I'm a parent. I have 2 kids at home right now. It's not easy, so I can relate to what you're going through, but here we are. Your school is requesting that your student take the iReady diagnostic at home. And I say your student because you likely feel like a teacher now. I know what you're thinking. What now? What is the iReady diagnostic? This video will explain what the iReady diagnostic is, how you can give your student the best test-taking experience, how to motivate your student, how to monitor your student, and how to confirm that the test is complete. 5 things to talk about, and I'll do this as quickly as possible. The iReady diagnostic is not like a traditional test. It starts with each student getting reading or math questions based on their grade level. Students can answer correctly or incorrectly. Imagine that. The iReady engine reads their answers and can learn a lot from that. iReady tells teachers exactly what your students need next. It's about serving your child the exact instruction that will help them grow to the next level in reading and math. The fact is, students will get about half the questions correct and half incorrect. And that's okay. Sometimes the questions will be easy, sometimes they will be hard. Your child might get frustrated because he or she won't know the answers. It may be hard to resist the urge to help them, but it is really important that they find the answer on their own. If you do help your child, it may cause them to receive personalized lessons that are above their grade level and too challenging, and it may give misleading information to your child's teacher. Remind them, just like your teacher can't give you the answer at school, I can't help you find the answer either. Encourage them to try it on their own, select the answer they think may work best, and move on. The purpose of this test is not to give your student a grade. Please make sure your student knows this. There will be no grades given. All they need to do is try their best, stay steady and focused, and finish the assessment. Now that you understand the purpose of the assessment, here's how to prepare for it. Choose the right time and place. As for time, the iReady diagnostic takes between 45 and 60 minutes to complete. We strongly suggest you split up this time into shorter sessions. 15 to 20 minute sessions are best. The test remembers where you left off, so there's no reason to finish all of it in one sitting. Naturally, students should take the diagnostic in a quiet and private place away from noises or distractions. Once you've chosen when and where your child will take the assessment, you'll want to make sure everything is working correctly.
I'm going to pause it right here and reiterate that the teachers are going to help students know how to log in. They're going to provide the login information to students, but they'll also forward this information to parents via email, so that when we hit those days that we're doing the diagnostic, you'll have that information to help support your student once they engage in the test.
Confirm that you have the correct login information from your child's teacher. Then, check the device that you're using is working properly. We recommend you run a systems check and test earphones before your child starts to take the test. Finally, gather paper and pencils for your student so they can work out math problems and take notes while they're taking the test. Even though the test is on a computer, your student can still use scratch paper to work out problems. Okay, the last thing your student wants to do right now is take a test. That's why it's so important to motivate her or him to do their best. Explain why they're taking the diagnostic, so their teachers know what skills need to be focused on. Explain why it's important to do their best, because if they don't, the online lessons will be too easy and boring. Explain how the diagnostic works. Questions are hard, then easier, then harder, then easier. And explain that it's okay to not know all of the answers. Just choose the best answer and move on when the question seems too difficult. For younger students, you might want to take a bit more time familiarizing them to the computer or the iPad they'll be using. Practice with them and make sure they feel comfortable navigating the page with the mouse or their finger. Lots of great support can be found at iReadyCentral.com/KCorner. To monitor your student, remind them to work out their math questions on paper. If you notice them getting tired or speeding through the questions, offer encouragement or suggest they take a short break. And most importantly, and I mean this is really, really important, do not help your child on the test. No hints, no head nods, no prompting. This test isn't about figuring out what you know, it's about what they know. Remember, the main goal of the assessment is getting online lessons that are just right for your student. It's not about giving a grade. There are ways you can support your child without giving away the answer. For example, start by telling them, just like if I were a teacher at school, I can't help you find the answer. It's okay if you're stuck. Remember, this test will give you some tough questions. Try your best. For additional ways to support your child when they get stuck on the diagnostic, use page 2 of the family checklist. Finally, your student will receive a congratulatory message once the test is completed, and lessons will appear on their screen. If there's any question as to whether the student has fully completed the assessment, confirm with the student's teacher. Make sure that your student logs off his or her account once he or she is done. Okay, you're an expert on iReady now. Thanks for the tremendous job you are doing juggling everything, and thank you for being a part of the iReady family.
Okay, we will make sure that we get that checklist out to all parents. At this point in the meeting, I want to remind everybody that we are recording this meeting in both English and Spanish, and we will be posting this on our website to access, for parents to access. So if you forgot something about from this meeting or you have questions, this meeting will be posted so that you can review it again, and also have our emails here if you have any other questions that you need to email us about. So at this point, I would open the floor to questions if anyone has any. You can use the chat, or you can unmute yourself and feel free to verbalize. If you do not have any questions, you can feel free to excuse yourself from the meeting, and we thank you for your attendance tonight during this session. And again, we'll be posting these videos to remind you guys, and then be looking out for the teachers to forward you all that information that it discussed.
And parents, I am your parent liaison, Myrna. My email is on there too. So if you have any questions regarding iReady or anything else, please reach out to me as well. I'm here for you to guide you in any way to educate your students. Make sure that this year runs smoothly for them.
Thank you,
Thank you.
parents. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Mirna.
Thank you so much.
Mirna, ¿me escuchas?
Sí, te escucho.
Ok,
¿Qué
una
pasó?
pregunta. ¿Crees
Claro.
que podamos como preparar a los niños estudiando, practicando algo que no sepan en la casa?
¿Qué puedes hacer en la casa? Pero ahorita no podemos hacer nada hasta que nos dan los datos. So, este video, nomás que tan pronto que lo ponen para
Ajá.
repasar